Psalms today, looking at Psalm 34, and this is one of those Psalms that as you read it, you may find yourself singing it. A lot of Psalms, of course, have been set to music over the years and kind of are in our minds, in our memories, in our hearts because of that. I've not said anything about music yet, but I think it's important that we recognize the power of poetry and song so that when we're studying, trying to make sense of, trying to understand, trying to appreciate and fully enjoy the kind of poem that we have before us, especially something like Psalm 34, it makes all the sense in the world to use song to do that. We don't need to relegate song to, some other category of life. And I would encourage you to take some time, a few minutes, and click a link. I'll give you a couple of links to Psalm 34, the version that was going through my mind and heart as I looked at this psalm. And so there's the original. I don't know how to put those little things above my finger, but I'm going to try and figure that out. Psalm 34 by Shane and Shane. And if you're into the kind of big gospel choir, how about the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir singing the same song, but in a way that they're so good at doing. So take a look at either or both of those and enjoy not just the music, but enjoy this psalm, because that's what poetry is for, right? It's for us to ponder and to think about and to appreciate, not just to analyze and study. Now, having said that, we are going to study it just a little bit, and I just want to point out that often, the way poetry works is that the words are carrying more freight or more content perhaps than just their standard meaning. That doesn't mean that they mean something that they're not saying. What I mean is that the way they are used in poems has a richness that tends to develop in our understanding the more we ponder it. That's where the music can be so helpful. So for example, this famous verse here, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good." That word taste, it's obviously taking the point that he's making to a level that goes beyond if he'd have used a term like, oh, see and appreciate, or see and notice, or see and believe even. It's going beyond knowledge, beyond understanding, beyond kind of acknowledging something that's before you to something that is being appreciated, something that is being enjoyed, experienced. He's saying not just know that technically God is good. He's saying no, taste and see, appreciate, experience for yourself, kind of at the level of the senses, at the level of the affections. Appreciate from the heart the nature and the character of God. He's contrasting it, I suppose, with the young lions suffer want and hunger. It's that kind of flesh, kind of appetite level desire that they're not satisfied, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. There's a richness, and the more you think about the word taste, the richer this psalm becomes. Now, I suppose what we're talking about is figures of speech. Don't tend to think of technical terms for figures of speech, but there are labels to help us make sense of them. And I'll just point out a couple here for you. Verse 12, for example, what man is there who desires life? The word life there is rich. It is really, it's like a term that's being used to convey a whole package of meaning. It's metonymy. Technical term, don't worry about it, but it's life as in all that is good in this life, all that is desirable. Okay, so we desire, abundant life. It's not just we desire technically lots of 24-hour time periods. It's not saying just that. It's saying so much more, so much richer. And another example here, keep your tongue from evil. Keep your lips from speaking deceit. Tongue and lips are not really the focus there, right? It's kind of using a label for something greater. Our tongue and our lips are there representing everything that comes out from the inside of us, everything that we speak, everything that we utter, everything that we whisper, everything that comes out is being kind of captured by those very physical labels. Again, I think that's probably metonymy, doesn't matter, but what matters is pondering the psalm to appreciate the richness of the terms that are being used. Just another one really briefly before we finish. The eyes of the Lord, his ears, the face of the Lord. This is a type of figure of speech that we have in the Bible called an anthropomorphism, where something that is a kind of a human feature is ascribed to God so that we can appreciate that reality about him. The eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous. It's not talking about physical eyes, it's talking about his attention, his concern, his love, his ears toward their cry. Again, his attention, his interest, his devotion to them. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil. And so the full force of his character, the richness of who he is, against the evil, but toward us. And so you'll find practically every psalm you're looking at, it gets richer and richer the more you look at it, which brings me back to the first point. How can we apply today Psalm 34? Let me encourage you to listen. Listen to one of those songs that I've linked in the video and in the description below. Listen to it and ponder, appreciate, enjoy the richness of Psalm 34. See you next time for Psalm 35.